A key reason that many divorces are so bitter, so vitriolic, and often find people doing self-destructive things only because doing so will harm the other person too, is a profound sense of betrayal. It's the same reason that we treat traitors far more harshly than we treat criminals. A betrayal by someone we trusted is indeed a bitter thing, and they're saying, "I'm sorry," doesn't magically restore trust. That has consequences on the world stage. Imagine you're an Israeli Mossad counterterrorism operative and you've spent years building relationships that have put you in a vital position with key ISIS people where you can collect critical information about ISIS terror campaigns. You listen, you learn, and then when you can manage to get word to your superiors, you tell them of ISIS plans for attacks on the West. You constantly guard against even a whiff of suspicion about your double agent status among ISIS sympathizers because that suspicion alone would likely result in your death. And then, on an otherwise ordinary day and in one blistering moment of betrayal, the President of the United States blows your cover. If you're lucky, you find a way to disappear before ISIS thugs can grab you. If not, you're already dead. That's the likely short version of the current experience of one Mossad agent, and that story reverberates throughout the Israeli intelligence community as they've lost a critical source of information for the safety of their country and perhaps lost a colleague and a friend as well. How do you suppose those folks feel right now about sharing intelligence with the United States? Here's some quotes. We will think twice before conveying very sensitive information," said Danny Yatom, Israel's former head of Mossad. Further, Yatom said, quote, "If Monday night's Washington Post report that U.S. President Donald Trump recently revealed classified information to Russia is true, it would be a grave violation of intelligence sharing protocol and could lead to harm to the source." That's that Mossad agent. But that's just one Israeli talking, right? Turns out there are many more people with something to say about this. In an interview with ABC News, Dan Shapiro, former U.S. ambassador to Israel, called the president and his team careless, saying that the reported disclosures demonstrate a poor understanding of how to guard sensitive information. That's a quote. Here's another. "The real risk is not just this source," said Matt Olson, the former director of the National Counterterrorism Center, "but future sources of information about plots against us." Close quotes. The immediate danger due to President Trump's breathtakingly hazardous revelation to the Russians is the life of a Mossad agent. The long-term and potentially far more destructive danger is the future lack of intelligence cooperation we can expect, not just from Israel, but from other allies as well, as they focus on the needs of their own countries, realizing that they cannot trust the United States of America to consistently act with their welfare in mind. Such is the peril brought about by President Trump's betrayal of a close ally without any concern for consequences. Following a betrayal, especially one as public as this, is very difficult to restore trust. Think about the president who made that happen the next time you board an airplane for an international flight home, or go to a nightclub anywhere, or just send your kids to school, knowing that our allies are not helping to keep you and your loved ones safe. Friends, don't betray friends. Finally, quote, "James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press," tweeted President Trump on May 12th regarding their meeting on January 27th, when the president is said to have asked for Comey's loyalty to him, and Comey reportedly pledged only his honesty. Tapes is an archaic term now, as nearly all recording is digital. Sadly, even those calling for the release of recordings of Trump's Oval Office conversations are using the word tapes. I can easily imagine Trump weaseling around a demand for voice recordings, even if he has them, because he can truthfully say that there are no tapes. Memo to everyone. Stop using the word tapes. A catch-all like audio recordings will be much more useful and far less likely to invite intentional misleading. I'm Jack Altshuler.